What's up, y'all? What is up? We're back with another one. You heard? The content will keep coming. So Jake just reached out to me. I wasn't really just thinking of that until just right now. He's doing something. Now, Jake hasn't really, he's said a lot of things in the past. He was going to try to do things and hasn't really come through on much that he said he was going to try to do, which has me, I have to be skeptical. You know, my wife tells me, like, you can't really, I get my hopes up almost every time because I want to believe in him and want to believe that my friend, who's supposed to be my friend, is gonna follow through in what he says, because, you know, it's stuff that I want to do. First of all, I like being on camera. I like doing things social media wise, and I want to, like, especially do videos that require, like, some acting and see how it goes and see what happens. So he reached out and said he's got something going next week. So I'm hoping that he comes through. Jake, I'm pulling for you. I'm hoping you come through this time, my friend. So I know I've been dogging you on here, but that's just because experience and history has you know, showed me that, you know, you really haven't come through on much that you said you were going to. So I can only judge people by what they do and what they say to me. You know, I see that when it comes to certain other people that have bigger social medias, you know, that do have actual social media, bigger platform, that I see you out with them, and I see that when you make obligations with them, that you follow through when it comes to other people. So that's what really got me. That's what aggravates me. You know, it's not like you just flake on everybody. It just seems like you flake on me. So I'm just gonna keep it real, like I always do. And so if you see that my response to you was a little cold, I mean, that's why. And you got to expect that, I would hope, out of me. I don't know why you would expect anything else, knowing me the way I would expect that. You know me. I mean, when you've asked me, called me, or texted me, I've tried to be there when you've asked. But I've never made any obligations and then not been there. Say, hey, I'm gonna do this, and then just flake on you. Or say, hey, I'll have your back, and then just not have your back. I've always had your back 100%. And that's what pisses me off, because I've 100% had your back. And you can't deny that. So anyways, that's not what I'm doing this video on. And I wasn't planning on even speaking on that. It just came to me as I was pulling out, and I was just going to mention one thing on it. And as always, my emotions take me where they take me, and I end up speaking from my heart and talking about the way I feel. So, but what I wanted to talk about was a video that Lorraine did. I wanted to talk about a video that Lorraine did. That obviously, like, no one's always going to feel the same about something, but you would think in certain situations that, like, most people would. But you always got a certain kind of person that's always got to have sympathy for the wrong person. Like, the same thing with this illegal situation. Like, everybody, all liberals have sympathy for the illegals, and you don't care what type of illegals. You don't know what type of illegals you use to protect them. we had an illegal that was staying at a fucking and it wasn't just any illegal, it was a child rapist that was being hid in a daycare. You just don't care about that. You just don't care that ICE just took a couple murderers off the street in Operation Patriot. Two murderers that were hiding here, a bunch of rapists, a bunch of sex traffickers, but you just have sympathy towards all of them. And look at LA. Look at LA, communist LA. And what pisses me off is it's not starting organically. These protests aren't starting organically. They're starting with paid protesters. Why do you think? What are you beeping at? What the fuck are you beeping at? How do you think everyone has a Mexican flag? Why do you think there's so many Mexican flags? Because they're paid protesters. They're paid protesters. But George Soros and Gates and all these motherfuckers that just want to cause disruption in this country, they don't care. They don't want things to be the way they're trying to make things. They just want disruption. They have money, all the money in the world, and they just want to cause disruption in this country. They don't want to, like, LGBTQ, like, care about these people. They just want to make things fucking difficult and change this country for the worse. They just want to say, like, we fucked America up. And they're communists, and they're just the worst kind of people. They're terrorists. But they're not terrorists in the way we go bomb shit. They do it in the fucking most diabolical way. Because they own the media, and they own so many things that they can do it. They have the pharmaceutical companies. They had Fauci. Like, this thing that Fauci, like, the guy that fucking was in charge of the whole COVID thing. Like, you just don't even know, the liberals, like, the things that he has been found guilty of. The whole thing with the beagles, the tests he was doing on beagles, right? Don't you care? People care about dogs. The shit that he was doing to beagles, right, is absurd. Taking the voice boxes out so they couldn't bark, and just torturing beagles, and doing the craziest tests imaginable on beagles, right? Age tests. And it just come out, right, that RFK Jr. discovered some other shit about these mass graves of shit he was doing on black kids. Mass graves of all dead black kids that he was testing these drugs out on, and it was killing them all. But usually you're never gonna find that shit out because they own the media. But you just don't care about, like, you don't know the shit that these fucking fucked up people are doing that run all y'all liberals. The shit you think, like, there's some fucked up deep state shit going on, and you just go along with, and you call Trump the tyrant and the dictator. This shit, these motherfuckers are doing shit that make Hitler look like a fucking choir boy. For real. For real. No bullshit. They make fucking Hitler look like a fucking choir boy. But anyways, I want to talk about this Marine, right? Which I fucking have the utmost respect for veterans and anybody who's fought for this country. And I don't take for granted the freedoms that we have because of people that are on the front lines and doing tours, multiple tours in Iraq and in Afghanistan, and that fought in every war, World War II, Korea, Vietnam. I got the utmost respect for any veteran. If I see a veteran out there with a cup, I'm giving money to him. And I know that's just, I'm just saying, trust me, I couldn't have any more respect for veterans than I do, okay? But I also watch and see a type of, I don't know, we'll say, what's the word we're looking for? There I go, getting stuck for words that I should know. Veterans that have PTSD, and veterans that suffer from it so bad that they take their own life, or just completely snap and just go haywire. Like, they're usually not, if they're the type that are going to take their own life, they're going to take their own life. A veteran that goes and gets zip ties and fights against the mother who's not trying to give visitation to their husband, their veteran husband, because she thinks he's gone over the edge, and then fights with her and goes through all this trouble to get this visitation, gets zip ties and all this, and kills his 3 innocent children, all under the age of 10, and goes through all that trouble, right? I'm sorry, but my only sympathy, and most of the fucking people in this country, in the world, your sympathy should be with the fucking children. Should be with the children. I don't see how you look at that situation, and the 5 people involved, the 3 children, the mother and the father, who's still out there, still on the run, still able, after days, it's been days now, evading police. He's not that mentally ill where he's not still able to evade police. In the thought and everything that went into this, like, come on, like, that's what everyone's just using. He's still out on the lam, so he's not out there saying anything. This is just everybody else just assuming. Obviously he's snapped, he has PTSD, and the wife came out and just said he's a broken man. She's, you know, she loved her husband and all that, and she came out and made a statement, and people are coming out and attacking the wife after she just went through one of the most horrible things. She just lost her whole family. 3 kids, right? I have 2, and I love them more than anything in this world. And if anything would have happened to them, I would be so fucking crushed just thinking of it. My daughter went to a birthday party today, and the girl, I don't know what's going on with her. She's having some things where she was shunning my daughter, and it really hurt my daughter to the point where she got really upset, and I seen it, and we all seen it when we were leaving. We ended up leaving early because of it, and she started crying in the back seat, and we had to pull over because me, her mother, and her all started crying. Just that, I'm just using that as an excuse, because just seeing a little pain in my daughter brought me to fucking crushed me, right? So just, and my son was having so much fun, right? But little 3-year-old son started running around the table, and he was playing with 2 other kids that he just met, and they started running around the table with him. And then every single kid in the party started running around the table. So he started this whole thing where all the kids were running around the table and playing with my son, who just didn't even realize what was going on, that he started this whole trend of everybody running around the table. And the only one that wasn't running around the table was my daughter, who was just, she was just too hurt to stop playing. This was at the end when we were ready to leave, and it was already past the point where she was just so hurt where the girl had so many times. For whatever reason, I don't know, I can't get into the girl's mind and understand why she wanted to personally exempt my daughter out of everything. But some girls that are hurt people, and then they just take it out on the wrong person and wanna push that hurt towards the wrong people sometimes. And she pushed that hurt towards my daughter, and it was hurtful. But we had to leave. But one kid was having the time of his life, and the other kid wasn't. So it was like trying to be happy for one kid, and then the other one was so crushed that she, you know, like, look at your brother, and it was like, it wasn't happening because she was hurt. So I couldn't imagine, not only that, but all three kids losing them. All that fun you had, all them laughters, all that waking up to your three kids every day, and the feeling that is like, I know what it's like waking up to my kids every day, and just knowing that tomorrow you're not waking up to your kids. So I can't speak for these people that, whether they have kids or not, that are, oh, Travis, like, I just can't. Like, people, I just don't understand that people are worried about Travis. Travis just killed 3 children. Not just 3 children, his own 3 children. Fuck Travis, man. Fuck Travis, bro. Like, I don't give a fuck. I know you fought for this country, and I appreciate that, but you should have took yourself out, bro, if you were gonna take someone out. Why'd you take your 3 kids out? And then you weren't that depressed that you let yourself live. I don't understand that. If you were that depressed, why kill your 3 kids but not yourself? Somebody help me there. Somebody help me understand that. And then somebody else help me understand why in all that situation do you pick Travis to be worried about? I understand he's a veteran and all that, and okay, you worry about Travis after you worried about the kids and his mental health, but who gives a fuck? He needs to be caught and put down because of what he did. There's no point in him living another second. What good is he to this earth anymore? If he's so broken, if he's so been through so much. I know, I can't say that I empathize with these veterans, because I've been through my own type of war, but it's not the war that they were through, and I don't know what that's like. I don't know what that's like. So I can't begin to understand that. I have PTSD, but a different type of PTSD. I don't get people always looking for the wrong type of person to sympathize for, because you don't know what it's like neither. I could see if it's a veteran saying, and then I'm not even going to speak about that. I'm not even going to attack a veteran or come at a veteran. I'm not. Because a veteran understands another veteran, and I'm not going to say anything. But other people that have nothing to do with it and aren't veterans, I don't understand how you look at them 5 people and the one person you're worried about is Travis. I don't. And my daughter makes a video kind of saying the similar things, and people come at my wife. Did I say my daughter? I meant my wife made a similar video, and people are worried because she swore. Who gives a fuck? Toughen up. Toughen up. You're so worried about the illegals that are raping, sex trafficking people, right? Until they snatch one of your daughters or something and want to sex traffic your fucking daughters, right? That's the only way you're gonna give a fuck, I guess. And maybe probably you still won't. You'll still go and protest ICE. You liberals are so sick. You're a sick fucking people. And anyone else that is worried about Travis over them 3 kids, them 3 innocent children, all under the age of 10. They didn't get to do nothing in life. They didn't get to enjoy nothing. A prom, a boyfriend, a kiss, getting married, enjoying life. They were just children. Just children. You're gonna come at my wife for making a video saying fuck Travis. I'm gonna second that. Fuck Travis, man. Fuck you, Travis. You're a clown for that. You should have took yourself out. Fact. I'm not for suicide, but if it's the 3 kids or you, right? I've had friends that have committed suicide. I've had friends that have been murdered. I've had family members that have been murdered, right? If you don't believe me, look at my profile. I've been on podcasts and told my whole story, right? My father was murdered, right? My sister has died because of addiction, because of illegals bringing fentanyl, just fentanyl, all this fentanyl over that fucking open border that you just don't care about, right? None of you liberals care about that because you don't have none of those problems. You don't have those problems that people like me have. People I grew up with have. You don't have those problems. But I have those problems. My niece and my sister both died during the Biden term. Both died during the Biden term. Okay? With all that extra fentanyl getting brought over. Fentanyl, whatever the fuck it's called. Well, lose somebody. Have somebody get kidnapped and sex trafficked. Or have one of your peoples get raped by one of these savages. And then you're gonna fucking care. And then maybe you'll realize what real life is about. You fucking idiots.